We haven't talked yet about the firing of Big Cass. Apparently it happened on Monday. Meeting was called on
Tuesday. He wrestled Monday night. It didn't happen until Tuesday.
I see. So what's the story?
Just there's not like any one thing. It was a series of things. It was to a degree this behavior on the European tour. There was an incident with Kevin Dunn had asked him to rehearse a promo, and he didn't do it, and then they did the promo live on television, and went long, and it wasn't very good. Vince didn't like the promo, so he was unhappy that he didn't rehearse it. In fact, I think he fired the writer because he thought the promo sucked so bad. The wording sucked. I don't even remember this promo being so bad, and God knows I can think of all these promos where the wording just drives me crazy. But for whatever reason, the wording in this one drove Vince crazy, and the fact that, he didn't like the promo. So he didn't get fired but I mean, he got fired for blowing off the rehearsal. There was incidents in Europe. The thing they were on the touring bus, and he went in to go to the bathroom, and I guess he locked himself in and couldn't figure out a way out, and then panicked and thought he was like being ribbed, like they jammed the lock. So he went crazy and kicked the door down, and people were really upset, obviously, that he kicked the door down, especially because the rest of the trip, nobody could go to the bathroom in private because the door was kicked down. So there was heat over that. Obviously, there was heat over the little person that, when he was supposed to just kick him, and that's it. He kicked him, and then he beat him up afterwards, which Vince McMahon told him specifically before not to do that. So there's that incident. And there was unhappiness. There's unhappiness with his work. Usually you're not going to get fired. You're not going to get fired over that, but it was another thing. I mean, they weren't happy with his work in the Daniel Bryan program. They're just a series of different things, and I don't know what he's going to do. It's going to be interesting. I mean, he's got enough of a WWE name that I think that he could go on the indies and make some money on the indies, but I wonder if that's what he wants to do. It'll be really interesting to see what he does, because some guys will reinvent themselves and work hard and find their way back, and some guys will just say, well, I'm not in WWE anymore, I'm going to do something else. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what his next move is. I mean, I don't think he saw it coming, because guys like him, usually don't get fired. It's a surprise. I mean, this isn't like the beginning of like mass firings or anything.
Guys like him, like nowadays, almost nobody gets fired.
That's what I mean. Yeah, almost nobody gets fired unless, usually it's guys in developmental who have been injured a lot, or Austin Aries got fired because he kept wanting to make changes and asserting himself with the writers, and I mean, that which is a funny thing, because they want you to be, to take control of your character and ask questions and do stuff, but then if you do it, unless you're like John Cena or AJ Styles or Roman Reigns or whatever, a top guy, you can do it. But if you're like a lower card guy and you do it, they say you have a bad attitude and they might fire you.
Well, a lot of these stories don't sound like a guy trying to grab the brass ring, trying to skip out on rehearsals.
No.
Having Vince McMahon tell you stuff and
I'm talking about Austin Aries. I'm not talking about Cass. Austin Aries didn't skip out on rehearsals or anything. Austin Aries was because he was aggressively trying to constantly change the verbiage and things like that, because he was very aggressive at trying to make his career better, and they took it the wrong way because he wasn't a top guy.